All right, what's up, everybody? And welcome back to episode 3 of Because Girl What podcast. It's your girl, Brie Amazing. I'm here for another episode, guys. But this one is going to be very, very special because I have a very special guest. And I would like to introduce her. She's one of my favorite cousins and one of my best friends. Give it up for Monique.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so with the podcast, because girl, what? How do you feel?
Because girl, what?
Okay. So, today's topic, I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a while, but I felt like with this one, it would be better to do it with somebody because we're from basically, I'm gonna just say it, dating in your 30s, and we're both in our 30s. And are you dating?
Not right now, but honey, the drought scared sirs.
No, for real. So, yeah, and bear with us. I only got one mic, so I'm trying to figure it out. I'll be getting another mic soon, guys. But yeah. I told you guys the topic about it is dating in your 30s, and so I want to start off with recalibrating expectations. So the first thing I want to talk about is like how you prioritize and choose deal breakers, and how does it change like compared to when you were in your 20s. So before we like really get into that, Monique, like how were you in your 20s? Like how did you look at dating than how you look at it now?
Dating in my 20s was easier, but I don't know because I was with the same person since like high school until I was like 22.
So you had a high school sweetheart.
Yeah, I had a high school
Okay.
sweetheart. We ain't gonna talk about that.
That's another episode, guys. But yeah, like when I was sitting back thinking about it, when I was like writing up the show or whatever, I was just basically saying like the way I looked at dudes when I was 20 was completely different to what I look at them now. Like, I mean, I'm looking for more of a deeper level connection. It goes beyond the looks. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I'm trying to go nobody like. I'm never mind. Oh no, okay. I'm gonna just be real. Like, back, I wasn't to say I wasn't shallow, but it was like I wasn't looking what I was looking for now, like the connection and like the goals and the plan in life, and it was just like a good time just to say I got a man. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
That's true.
and then my deal breakers, I barely had any back then than what I do now. Like,
Yeah, ooh, baby.
like no,
If I was who I was back then, there would have been some jaws broke,
oh, you was a crash out queen.
girl.
So like what? So like, tell me, do you remember or can you think of any deal breakers from when you was in your 20s?
It's basically the same deal breakers now. Like, trust, loyalty, compassion, um, family oriented. I'm very family oriented. So if you ain't family oriented, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I still got some of the same values, but I just kind of feel like back in my 20s, I know a lot of guys was immature. So I really feel like I was looking for something that they haven't developed yet, to where people in their 30s, I kind of feel like, come on now, if you ain't matured yet in your 30s, it's like you stuck in your ways. You never gonna see things in a certain matter, so there's no changing you. So if you in your 30s, if I'm talking to you and you in your 30s and I see the same um, behaviors and stuff that I seen with people that was in my 20s, that's kind of like a deal breaker for me, because it's just like you ain't grew up, you childish, you immature, you too immature for me.
Yeah, I think that's like where I'm at with it. Cause like in my 20s, like I felt like even like the person who I was dating at the time, it was like I think you let him slide with a lot of shit when you in your 20s. Be like, oh, it's okay, like we're young, da, da, da. But now it's like, okay, nigga, like you grown as hell now, like
Yeah,
it's time to switch it up.
but I kind of feel like some people still accept. It depends on the person. Let me tell you, it depends on the person, because I kind of feel like for me, the L's I took dating in my 20s, I kind of feel like I learned those lessons. Like a lot of people can't do that. Like it takes a strong person to really learn the lesson and be like, okay, I learned my lesson. I done healed from that emotion. That's a place I never want to be again. You know what I'm saying? Compared to in your 30s, you may let some stuff slide, but it's not going to be nearly as much as you done let slide in your 20s.
Okay, I can see it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's like you. It's like you standing more firm on it now than what you did back in the day. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. I get that. That's good. Okay, and then I also wrote on here is balancing personal growth within relationship goals. So I kind of want to do that. Like, what's some of your relationship goals? Like,
My relationship goals been the same since I was a kid. Like it ain't fall through how I wanted it to fall through, but it definitely been the same since I was a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm family oriented, so I wanted a family. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really want somebody family oriented. I want somebody who, you know what I'm saying, is, you know, like people make time for what they want. I'm gonna just say that people make time for what they want. I don't care what it is, how it is, what you do. People make time for what they want. So if, you know, if I'm trying to spend time with you and it's always an excuse or you always gotta work and stuff like that, then I don't know, because I like attention. I like attention.
yeah,
And you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with. I'm not trying to say I want somebody who we gonna be stuck on the hip. Like, no, I don't want that, because I still want us to be able to go out and have our break and have our days. You know what I'm saying? Give me time to miss you.
yeah.
Give you time to miss me. But at the end of the day, like I'm not. I don't want to be with somebody who would choose their friends over me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know they say bros before, you know, hoes, but 9 times out of 10 to be the hoes there before the bros.
Facts, facts. No, I get that. I get that. Yeah, I think for me, like the relationship goals too is just like, I mean, of course you want somebody who's stability, but if I'm the type of person like if I see you going for a goal and I see the potential in you, like I'm gonna back you. But if you
Yeah.
out here just being a damn bum, like nah, I'm good, my boy. I'm good. Like, but I don't know. It's like
I
now I'm just looking for like at my age, like the dating scene is just so exhausting because it's like
It's exhausting because I kind of feel like the roles has changed. I kind of feel like a lot of women, and I'm going to say African American women especially, a lot of people are used to being independent. So when you used to being independent or whatever, even if somebody was to come along and help you, I kind of feel like you so used to being independent, doing stuff on your own. It's like you can push somebody away like that because there is a such thing as being overly independent.
oh
And when you overly independent, your mindset is just totally different than, you know what I'm saying. You know, you be wanting love, but it's like you don't know how to accept love because you're so used to being independent. If that makes sense.
so that's because I was just about to ask you just to share with the audience like what do you think like what is that like over independent.
Over independent is like you need the help, but you don't want to act. You don't ask for the help. You need the help. You don't ask for the help because you're so used to always figuring stuff out on your own that it's just like you suffer in silence. You suffer in silence because you're so used to figuring out everything on your own that even if somebody was to come along, you so used to doing stuff your ways that it's like either you wouldn't listen,
Mm-hmm.
you will always turn it down, or you know what I'm saying, or I don't know. I don't kind of say like not think they're a mind reader, but you expect for so say like okay, I'm gonna give an example. So say like we having a conversation on the phone, you know, because relationship, family ship is it's the same when it come to this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we on the phone and I'm just like, you know, dang, like you know, I'm telling you like, oh, I'm $20 short on my light bill, this, that, and the third. Instead of me asking you for the money, when you somebody who overly independent, you would want somebody to offer that to you. Like, well, okay, well I got $20 for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of feel like if I'm telling you, that's basically me asking. Instead of me just coming out like, hey, you think I can borrow $20 until Friday? You see what I'm saying? It's like a different
Yeah.
aspect of how you're
Do
going
you
about
think
asking.
you're like that because if somebody said that to you, you're the type of person you'd be like, okay, well here, like, do you expect that person to be just like you, like?
No, because I don't. You can't expect you out of everybody. So
Yeah.
I don't really expect that person to be like me. But if we're in a relationship, and it depends on how long we've been in a relationship, you've grown to know me, so you should know how I am. You know what I'm saying? So if it's in the beginning stages, I understand you don't know how I am, so you wouldn't know. But if we've been dating for a little while, 6 months plus, because you can know somebody within 6 months. 6 months plus, and you know what I'm saying, that something like that come about and you don't offer it, then you know what I'm saying, I feel like that would be a problem, because it's just like, you know how I am. You know I'm not gonna be like, oh, can you give me, I'm not one of those girls that be like, can you get my hair done? Can you get my nail?
You good.
Can you get my hair done? Can you get my nails done and stuff like that? I would rather you just offer like, damn, my girl been working hard at work all week. You know what I'm saying? She off this weekend. Let me book her a hair appointment. Let me throw some money aside for her hair, or I'm gonna take her to go get her nails done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want people to think little stuff like that. That matters.
Yeah.
For independent women.
Yeah, but I will say, I'm gonna be the devil advocate too. Ladies, we need to start doing that for men too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like here, babe, here, let me this for some gas money, or I'm gonna buy your lunch today, or here's something for like with something that he likes to do too. I think that's like I think that's like a battle between men and women too, because sometimes I will say as women we expect like the men just to do everything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes it's in our role too. Like, I mean, I know it's in the world we grew up in, it's always the men are the providers, the men are the head of the house, and the men, and you know what I'm saying. But now we're in a world now where things have changed. Well, I guess it's always been like that, where especially in black communities, it's like the women is like the glue. Like the women takes care of men, grown ass men, and da da da. So I get like, but sometimes I think now, we're about to be in 2025. I think now we're in a role where we should be looking out for each other, or if like even with gift giving or anything like that. I just feel like it's just now we're at a time where men, like, we always expect men to should go out their way for women. I feel like women should do the same as well.
I agree. I just kind of I feel like it should be 50-50.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because realistically in 2025, it's hard out here. You really can't find nobody who's really going to do 100% of everything. And if you do got somebody who's doing 100% of everything, you better hold on to him.
Hold on to that ass tight.
Hold on to him, honey, because he the last of a dying breed.
No, for real.
But at the same time, like, I kind of feel like I'm only saying 50-50 because that is like, if I'm in a relationship and he down, you know what I'm saying, I'm okay, I was already doing 50-50, so I'm gonna just cover his 50, you know what I'm saying, till he can get back up, and it should be vice versa, you know what I'm saying. But I kind of feel like that's why a lot of relationships don't last nowadays anyways, because it be like a race. Like, instead of people help building each other, it's a race to see who's gonna get to the top first.
Oh, that is like another topic for like a whole, because that is like the main like issue with relationships. It's like you're competing when you're supposed to be loving and uplifting. So yeah, I get that.
Especially if the woman is further than the man, it's like a ego a ego damage thing for men.
Yeah. Ooh, that. Yeah, I've been in a relationship like that, and it's not fun, guys. Not fun at all. So the next thing I wrote about dating in your 30s, I call it the digital landscape. Basically, the role of dating apps. So, Monique, have you used a dating app before?
Yeah, I used a dating app before.
Really? I mean, I've used it. Like, I'm using it now, but I don't know. Like, like, say for it, like I'll just keep it out. Like, I'm on the Facebook one, and every time I put it up there, every time I put the profile, I go live. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. People liking my shit. People sending me messages. I'm about to send a message back, and then I got that little song in my head. Dum 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 dum. Fucking Law and Order, man. It's like I just think too much in my head. Like, so what is the pros and cons for you with dating apps?
Dating apps can be useful. I just kind of feel like if you really talk to somebody within the first 10 seconds, you could know if that person is willing. I mean, if you should be willing to give that person your time or not.
Yeah, because it's a couple of them, and it's like, oh, what you doing tonight? Hey, boo, you sexy. Like, that just irritates me. Like, okay, get it. Like, okay, you think I'm cute or whatever. Like, but, oh, you so sexy. Da-da-da-da. Like, That shit grosses me
Yeah,
out.
you can tell the ones that be pushing it.
Oh, you just trying to have sex.
Yeah.
It's 11 o'clock at night. Oh, what you trying to get into tonight? My bed by myself, watching TV. Like, what do you mean? Like, can you know my name first?
Yeah, so
Like,
you definitely will know the people who you should give your time to and who people on there just playing around.
yeah.
But I did meet somebody off of a couple people off a dating app that went outside of the dating app that we actually exchanged phone numbers and went on
Oh,
a
you
couple
brave
dates
girl, because I can't even get
and
it
went on a
past.
couple dates or whatever. I just pray, honey.
Yeah.
I just be praying. Whoever come to me, I'm supposed to entertain. Whoever I'm not, I'm not. Mm-hmm. But the people I met off there, they was cool people. They was cool. One of them, it went a little while. One of them it went a little while or whatever, but I ain't never really had no bad experiences off of me giving somebody my number off a date app.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'm just nervous. I don't know, but like,
the problem with my dating app is I be seeing too many of my brother's friends on there.
Oh,
I ain't in the mood.
Well, baby, we ain't gonna get on your. We ain't gonna get on my cousin's friends, okay? Because it's one of them. Yeah, it's just like I just be like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, is this an organic way to meeting somebody? Like, so my pros and cons for it. My pros is because it probably is somebody who like you looking for the same thing, but then it's like I be watching Dateline and Law and Order and First 48, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, where did these kidnap me? Like, I don't know. Yeah. I need to get out my own head. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but even when we go on dates and stuff, I always drive myself.
Yeah.
I always drive myself.
Oh, for
like,
sure.
I don't let nobody come pick me up unless, it's been a while.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with
right.
you. But other than that, no, we can meet.
Maybe you probably won't even meet my dog, like,
yeah,
let alone, like, at my house. Like, yeah, so I get it. Okay, so maybe I should just keep trying.
It's just another social media for real. It's just another social media. You just getting to know somebody.
Yeah, but it's
off
just
the social media.
You know what really freaked me out? The first time I did the Facebook little dating app, because I listened to you, I listened to your ass, and I did it when I was still in Arizona, and I remember I did it, and I got approached by this white couple. He was oh, me and my wife looking for some fun. First of all, I'm not your little slave fantasy, okay? Why are you picking the black girl? I'm not your little slave fountain. Get out of here, Mary and Bob. All right. So that's why I was like, no, this is just too much for me because for one, I don't do the poly. I don't do all that. And for two, this is freaking me out.
Yeah, that's why I said you will know.
Yeah.
You will know.
So I guess and it's so funny that we're even talking about that because the strategies, how do I vet out the crazies? So like, what are the red flags for when you on the social media?
Me, I know. Let me tell you one thing for certain, two things for sure. I probably was an FBI back in my past life.
She ain't lying.
Cause I get down to the nitty gritty. I know exactly what questions to ask to be like, oh no, I'm cool.
Let me tell y'all something. If I'm talking to somebody in Akron, the first person I'm probably gonna call is her. Because I'm like, do you know this person? What do you know about this person? Who is he? Who do we know? Did you go to school with him? I'm going to ask her. If I don't ask her, I'm definitely going to ask my sister Jamie. Them two should have been on the FBI because they will find out who they is, where they at, where they used to live with, who they used to live with, and what school they went to, okay?
Yeah.
So I guess, for me, I just don't like the, hey, boo, what you doing? Let's chill. Let's do some. One dude did. He was like, so what we doing this weekend? He was like, let's just do something. But I'm like, if he said, let's chill at your house, I'm going to be irritated. But he didn't. But then I had a little situation going on, so I kind of haven't wrote him back, so.
But that be the thing, too. Like, a lot of times, females, like how you probably thinking that people just be on there looking for one thing. A lot of them don't, though. You'll be surprised a lot of them don't. They might not get the whole truth if they got a girlfriend or if they got how many kids and baby mamas they got and stuff like that right off the bat.
That's my second fear. I'm not trying to beat up nobody baby mama. I'm not ready to be a stepmother now.
Yeah, you will know. You definitely will get the vibe of who to talk to. And I'm good at reading vibes.
Yeah. So, and I wanted for you, like, get into another thing, like dating at your 30s, like since you do have a kid, like, do you think, like, how do you introduce, like, how you said you met with somebody, how did you introduce them? Like, was that a scary thing for you, or?
No, it wasn't no scary thing for me. And only one person has only ever met my son. Um, but I don't really bring my son around because, no matter if I got a son or if I would have had a little girl, it's the same thing. I kind of feel like when it comes to men, you introducing men to kids. Because just like you get attached to kids, get attached too. So once y'all done, he done with the kids too. You know what I'm saying? If he do be around for the kids, it's not going to be for long. Once you get another man or he find another woman, then it's still cutting ties with the kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you really do got to be careful when it come to introducing people to your kids. But I wasn't nervous, but my son was the asshole.
He was, y'all. He was. I
didn't go. My son did some grimy stuff, and I kind of feel like it's because my son kind of had like a jealousy thing. He was young, so I kind of feel like he was just so used to it being me and him for the longest that when somebody else came along, that he didn't like that.
Yeah,
he thought things was gonna change and stuff like that. But my son was a jerk, but I wouldn't. But I'm gonna be honest. He didn't run away. My son tried to push him away. He didn't run away or whatever, which that's really what made me fell in love with him even more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because even though my son was acting the way he's acting, he understood. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a guy, and his mom, he has a mom, and his mom dates. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, grown or not, men and boys are the same when it comes to their mom dating. They don't like it.
Yeah, and as being on the other side, like as the kid, like how you said they get attached, and if it don't work, it's like they detach themselves from the kid. That situation actually happened to me. My mom was dating the person I used to call my stepfather for a long time, and then as they split ways, I'm like, in my eyes, I still look at him as like I got my dad, but I still looked at him as a father figure. And I was he lived in the same house with us. Like I was attached to him, his family, his kid and everything. And I just felt like when my mom, she couldn't take it no more, and she went her own ways, and then she got into a new relationship. It's like he cut me off. And that feeling, that shit hurts. Somebody who you look as a father figure, like it hurts. So I get what you're saying. Like it can cause issues with the kids, and that's why like you just wait until you feel like it's right. So, and I was grown at the time. My feelings was hurt, so I could just imagine how a little kid would feel.
Yeah, kids be hurt.
Yeah, that's why I was hurt.
When you sign up for something like, because the person I was talking to, he didn't have no kids. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have no kids. So him being around kids, it was really other people's kids because he don't have none. So you just gotta think about that too. You going around getting attached to all these kids, and then like when you're done with their mom, you gotta detach from all these kids. You know what I'm saying? And people really like my son. When I asked my son after me and my ex broke up, how did he feel? And instead of third, my son just he didn't care and stuff like that. But I know he did.
Yeah, boys that they be trying to
play tough.
They play tough like, oh, I don't care. Like, so yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so I know my son's feelings was hurt.
Yeah,
and because he say little stuff. He say little stuff to be like, oh yeah, he was bothered by it.
Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to get into about dating in your 30s is time versus connection. So the first thing is managing a busy life while making room for meaningful connections. So with me, I would say that would be. In my last episode, I said, if you really like that person, you'll make time for that person.
Correct.
But it's like, yeah, I'm dating, but life's still life, and you know what I'm saying? Like, especially with me, like, when I came back, like, I was dealing with the stuff with my father, and then, like, me working multiple jobs, it's like, when am I going to have a time to, like, first of all, when I'm going to have a time to myself, just to relax by myself, but when am I going to have time to have that connection? So, I think that's just something, like, that's something, an issue with myself that I have to deal with, and then sometimes I was like, or am I just using that as an excuse because I'm really like, I'm so used to being by myself, I don't know how it's going to be sharing my time with somebody else.
Yeah, I understand that, especially when people have been single for so long. Mm-hmm. You do get used to being by yourself. Well, I've been by myself this whole time, but at the end of the day, when you'll know when you're ready. You definitely will know when you're ready to start dating.
Okay. Do you feel like with you, like with your busy life, you feel like you can make time? dating, or as of right now in this point in time in your life right now?
I can make time for dating. Yeah, I can make time for dating, but it just would be like, is it the right time for me to date?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that's totally two different things, and I kind of feel like for me, it's time for me to have fun. You know what I'm saying? But I'm
Period.
not gonna just be quick to jump to the first thing that hop in my inbox. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I just kind of feel like until you really make it official with somebody, like, yeah, you my girl, yeah, you my man or whatever, um date as many people as you want to date. Like, and that's the thing with females. See, females think that when we say dating, or you say I'm dating somebody, you only have to date one person. What meanwhile you get mad because the man is dating 3-4 women at a time, because he's, you know what I'm saying, got his options open basically.
Okay, so see, this is where I think that's gonna be a problem for me too, because talking to multiple people, that's exhausting. Like,
It is, but it will start winging itself out. Like, you once you start to
yeah.
get to know them, like, okay, you know people's traits and things like that. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, I see he worked too much. He don't have time. He not gonna have the time for me. So I know that he's somebody I would never take serious. It'll just be friends. You know what I'm saying? Damn, bam. That's one you know you ain't gonna be dealing with. So you got three more to choose from. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's just a thing. And then when, especially with women, because somebody is dating, and you know what I'm saying, you know they're dating and you're dating, but you only choose to date one person, you feel like because they're dating multiple people that they're cheating on you. They're not cheating on you. You're not in a relationship, so it's not cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I be telling females all the time, like, you cannot do situationships with people. You cannot do a situation. Females
It don't
especially
work.
cannot do a situationship with somebody unless you're just a savage in this shit. Like, you literally out here walking around like these men. Because 9 times out of 10, when somebody agree to do a situationship, when a woman agree to do a situationship, it always be us that fall in love or catch the feelings first or stuff like that. And we start looking for more. You start looking for more, looking for more, looking for more, and then when you don't get the more, that becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You see, so that's why I just kind of feel like it's okay to date multiple people, talk to multiple people, get to know multiple people. One thing for certain, two things for sure, ain't nothing bad about a free meal.
Hello, where
Ain't
we
nothing wrong
going?
about. Ain't nothing wrong with going bowling. Ain't nothing wrong with going to have a drink. There's nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing anything.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe like y'all might not make a connection, or you might not see yourself with that person, but just for that one night, you don't know what he could have been going through, or he don't know what you could have been going through. It's just getting out the house, like y'all made each other's night. Like y'all, it's like you help that person get out of their head if they going through something.
I agree. And sometimes, yeah, you may not see yourself with that person, but that person may be a great friend.
That is
Like,
true.
okay, he's a good. Although I don't may not like the way he say things, he's a good listener, and I like talking to him. I feel like we could be friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like men and women, when you are in a relationship and they don't like you having other real friends. I know some people can say friends and to be other things, but real friends, that's just an insecurity within themselves. And I understand females can be this way or men can be this way, but it's all about your mate. That means you don't trust your mate.
Mm.
And if you don't trust your mate, why are y'all together?
Y'all hear Monique dropping the gems? Like, where were you at 2 episodes ago? I might have to put you. You gonna be a guest on my show a couple times, okay? Because you're reading me right now. Because
I just
baby,
feel like, me personally, I've just been through so much
yeah,
in my 20s and my 30s, so I'm still learning. I feel like, but it's just like everything that I went through that made me see certain situations differently, it has helped me grow as a person. So the same person I was 2 years ago or a year ago, maybe even 6 months ago, I ain't today.
okay,
So I kind of feel like my lessons really, really put a boot in my ass.
good. Shout out to the exes for making who she is today. Yes, okay, okay, okay. I like this. This is very therapeutic because I'm hearing it from just your another person's views instead of just mine. Because me, I be in my own head about things. So just to hear you saying certain things and be like, okay, well, she's right. Because a lot of these things, I would never agree with you at first. But now as you're explaining it and, and me personally, because me and you talk, like, I know what you went through. So I understand, like, why you're saying what you're saying. So I get it. I get it. I get it. So, and the other thing is the possible, the pressure. I'm sorry, the pressure of settling down versus just enjoying yourself and having fun. Like, basically, the social pressure of, oh, you're in your 30s, you should have kids, you should have married, you should be married by this time. And to me, that irritates the shit out of me because I was telling my one friend, um, she used to, I wouldn't say she used to be like, oh, by this age, you know what I'm saying? I gotta be married. I gotta have a kid. I gotta have a career. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. And I feel like, and I would have to tell her, like, it's going to come. You just can't put a time limit on it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever's right for you is right for you. It's going to come. I feel like when you rush it, you're settling. And I feel like a lot of that has to do with social media.
Yeah.
Because you on social media, you see, like me, like a lot of my friends, not even my friends, I wouldn't even say, a lot of people I graduated with, they got families, they married, they got kids, they got, you know what I'm saying, they in serious relationships. Baby, I can't even find the matching sock half of the time, okay? And I be sitting, at first I used to sit here like, dang, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, man, look it. It's like, when it's my time, it's my time. That's why I had to learn, like, when it's my time, it's my time. Like, with you, like, how do you feel like the pressure is, especially for 30 and up on social media? Like, how does that affect a lot of things?
Oh, well, first of all, I don't listen to social media, but I can see what you're saying though, because it was some of my friends I was in the debate about too. That burns me up too. I don't like when people say that either because I kind of feel like people put in ages and time limits on things. Like you said, it's just y'all settling. So, you know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm 30, but I will be 37. I have one kid who's 14, and I do want another kid. And everybody, oh, you don't need, you done having kids. Don't have no more kids. You starting all the way over. Well, if I want to start all the way over, that's something I'm going to do.
That's my business.
That's my business at the end of the day. And, you know what I'm saying? It's people 50 out here having kids. You know what I'm saying? So age and a time limit really don't matter. But one thing for certain, two things for sure. Yeah, you see a lot of stuff on social media, but you don't see what they go through behind closed doors. Half of them people
And that's the thing.
half of them people that's bragging about their families and stuff like that, they're emotionally unhappy 9 times out of 10. They're mentally unhappy 9 times out of 10. Some people are just sticking around and staying in the marriage for the sake of their kids. And you know what I'm saying? At one point I feel like with my son's father, I kind of feel like that's why I stayed with him for so long. One, to say I had a family. And for two, because I didn't grow up without a father in my household, and he grew up with a stepfather in his household, but he didn't have a relationship with his biological father. I didn't want that for my kid. Like, I wanted my kid to have a family, but as my kid got older, I saw that me putting my son before myself was damaging me more than it was helping me.
Like,
Mentally, and it was hurting my son too. You know, my son walking around cussing and saying inappropriate things because he was hearing us call each other these things. I did not like that. And, you know, he was doing that before he can even walk. So,
yeah,
it was just, you know, it just be stuff like that. But on Facebook, you know, we posting pictures like we just this perfectly happy family, but behind closed doors, we're fighting every day. We're arguing every day. Where the cops is called every day. Not for real, but the cops, you know, the cops is called every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're standing something, and when you stay in something, settling for something, you get depressed. You get depressed. That's when you start persuading yourself to be in the house. You don't want to do nothing. You don't, you know, you go to work, you come home. It's just mentally and emotionally draining.
Yeah, so trust me, y'all. Like, y'all be comparing it to a lot of these couples. They be faking it for the gram.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely fake it for the gram. Me personally, I tell people all the time, like, me getting myself out of my relationships, yeah, it's easier said than done. But you have to be mentally and emotionally emotional, strong person to do something like that. To heal yourself mentally and emotionally, to be by yourself mentally and emotionally. Because I done came across so many females that says that they're in their relationships because they're scared to be alone.
And some of them who don't want to admit that they scared to be alone be doing the same shit. Like, it's certain people I know, they'll just get out of the relationship and they be like, I'm about to go get me somebody else. Girl, for what? Heal first.
Yeah, they're yearning for something.
Yeah.
When you go from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, you're yearning for something. And you're never going to figure out what it is you're yearning for until you heal yourself. You're going, if you keep dating somebody and you're having the same pattern in each relationship that you have, that's something that you should be looking into. Like, okay, why do I keep attracting the same type of people? Why do I keep on? It's because whatever the lesson is, you're not learning it. So until you figure out what this lesson is that you're supposed to be learning within these relationships that you're going through, you're going to keep going through the same thing until you learn the lesson.
Okay. Now, I kind of touched it in my last episode, like past relationships. So, with dating in your 30s, like lessons from the past. So, I feel like learning, like reflecting on past relationships to define what truly matters in your new relationships or what you're looking for. Like, how do you feel like as you reflect on your past relationship? Because I know, and you said a lot, like it made you are like who you are today. Like, could you give an example of like, you don't have to tell names or anything, but like how it made you like a time where you learned a lesson and it made you a stronger person, or it made you just who you are today, if that makes sense.
Yeah, girl, I got plenty.
Okay.
I got plenty of lessons. I might write a book about it.
Do tell. I'm ready.
No, but when I broke up, but me and my my son's dad broke up or whatever, like, you know, it took me a long time to heal from that because it was just a hot mess. Like, it really took me a long time to heal from that. And so, you know, once I ended up coming out of that, I just always promised myself, like, that's a feeling or a way I never wanted it to be again. So once I picked myself up from that, I just promised myself I would never let nobody else get me down that low. You know what I'm saying? So when I got into my next relationship or whatever, and I'm not going to say it was as bad or whatever, but when I seen certain signs of the same movement or whatever, it was easier for me to walk away. And it was easier for me to walk away for myself because, like I said before, I promised myself I would never get back there. So no, I didn't dwell on that breakup as bad as I did when I broke up with my son's father. But
I see that.
But it was hard though, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the type of person, if I say I love somebody, whether that's a friend, a family member, a foe, anything, that's something that I really mean. Like, I don't use friend and I don't use love loosely. You see what I'm saying? So because I really love this person, like, it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through having to heal and stuff like that all over again, but it didn't take as much time as it did the first time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I feel like it's like you was a little bit stronger because of what you went through with your first relationship. Like, it still hurt, but you was kind of like you were built for it. So
yeah, so it was easier to heal.
I would say for me, it's like for my because you know, I ain't been in a relationship in damn near, I don't know. It's been a minute. Yeah, all right, that funny. Yeah, all right. No, I'm saying, but it's been a minute. It's been a minute, like, and I think like with me, like just looking at the past, like even when like an ex did hit me up recently, like a year or two, well, it was like a year ago, and I was like, he's still on the same shit, like trying to sweet talk you. Like, what do you want? I know you want something. Boom, ask for $10. You know what I'm saying? Like,
$10 is crazy.
It's diabolical. Like $10. Like, I gave him 20. You know what I'm saying? Just get the fuck out my face. Like, it was you know you my babe and da da da. Like, for one, I thought you had more respect for me because at the end of the day, like, we're friends. Like, you can ask me for $10. I don't care. Don't try to make me feel good. Be like, oh, okay, babe, it's yours. Like, no, like, cause now I feel like you trying to play me like the fat bitch with all the kids on tax day. Like, don't try to sweet talk me because you want something out of me. Like, no, nigga. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. Cause baby.
Yeah, but when exes and stuff try to come around, you not like 9 times out of 10 you could tell if they changed.
Yeah, and
It
they
won't
didn't.
take them that long. It will not take them long at all to show you whether they changed or not.
Because when he was talking to me, I'm like, oh, still the same. Oh.
Yeah, it's you could tell.
And then, but this is the shit that pissed me off, y'all. He was like, oh, come on, Big Mama. Bitch, I ain't Big Mama. What the fuck? You must ain't seen me, her baby. Because I ain't Big Mama no more. What's up? No. What's up, little man? Little man. I'm getting a flashback, y'all. My bad.
Calm down, calm down.
Right.
Be calm.
I just
be
get
calm.
mad. No, because fuck that. Because how you gonna know? I'm playing.
Be calm. Be calm.
Okay. I got this. I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all know me because, girl, what? Like, that's how I look on the phone. Like, stop talking to me. Like, you're pissing me off. Like, no, we ain't doing that because you in jail. And if you listening to it, you know who you is.
You know who you is.
You know you is. And stop looking on my page. And stop looking on my page and hearting my stuff. Because ain't you married?
Oh.
I mean, that's what Facebook said.
Bombshell.
Boom. No, I'm just playing. So, the other thing I avoiding repeats.
Avoiding repeats?
Yeah, like
I don't even feel like you. What you mean, like? What do you mean by avoiding repeats?
Like, because you know how some people, like, they have a type. But sometimes that type that you was in the past, that even though you, like, that's what you're attracted to, sometimes not be the, and it's not even based on looks either, personality-wise, too, like.
I just kind of feel like healing is, like, a real thing. Like, I know a lot of people may not know how to do it, may not believe it, or something. Healing is really a real thing. I kind of feel like if you heal yourself from past hurts and past relationships, you would know what to do or who to entertain and who not to entertain. Like, okay, I see he got some of the same qualities my ex had. Yeah. I know I don't want to deal with that, so I'm not about to entertain you. Or dating, if you're just dating, like, okay, I'm just gonna have fun with him. I know it's not gonna be nothing serious or nothing like that. We ain't even gonna be talking for long. You know what I'm saying? If it's something like that, that's one thing. But when people start to talk to people, you really gotta talk to people to get to know them, not talk to people, you know what I'm saying, for a week, jump into bed with them and then think y'all in a relationship because you don't know that person.
And it's a lot of women like that, and I know a lot of them. Like, my man, like, girl, that's not your man, that's your man, that's Keisha man, that's Tina man, that's sometimes Derek's man.
Yeah, so like, you really gotta really get to know these people because I'm telling you, it don't take long at all for men to show you who they is.
Yeah.
But I just kind of feel like it's so many women out here who be vulnerable. They be so vulnerable, and I was one of them. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wasn't.
Oh my God, we having a come to Jesus moment.
I was one of them. I was very vulnerable because I was yearning for love. I was yearning for a family. Like, I wanted it so bad that I was willing to put up with whatever just to say that I had it. And at the end of the day, like, that's not a good thing either because when you yearning like that, it's like the signs be there. But because you're yearning, it's like you got blinders on. And it would take for something to happen, like y'all to break up or something like that, or you to feel the hurt or something. But 9 times out of 10, it's been in your face the whole time.
I told y'all that on the last episode when I was talking about leaving the ex in the past. We be seeing them red flags. We see them, but we having a good time. It might not be for a long time, but we see them. I know I seen them. I'm like, oh, he gonna change. But in my mind, I'm like, this nigga ain't shit. And I know it. But he look good today. And he smell good today. So I'm going to give him a chance today. But no, you can't do that now. I'm at it. And like I said, in our 30s, do you feel like a biological clock? Like, do you feel like that's an issue too?
What do you mean biological clock?
Like, you got to put a time on, like, okay, I'm 35 now. Like the dating thing, like, are you gonna skip past some things or you just and get straight to like, okay, I'm trying to have a family, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do this.
I'm not gonna skip past nothing. I'm not gonna skip past nothing because I just kind of feel like it's just basically what I said. Like you just so vulnerable that you're willing to skip past things to get what you want. I kind of feel like that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Even like I'm a firm believer in divine timing. No biological clock, no none of that. I'm just firmly a big believer in divine timing. I kind of feel like
Yeah, explain more like the divine timing.
Divine timing, I feel like it happens for you when it's meant to happen for you. Like like for example, so many people out here be pushing to have kids. Oh, you getting older, your body, da 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 da. If you didn't have a kid in your 20s, you didn't have a kid in your 30s, maybe you'll have a kid in your 40s. You know what I'm saying? If you do get pregnant in your 40s, what are you gonna do? Like, get rid of it, or I'm too old to be a mom, or you know what I'm saying?
And trust me, y'all, I've seen it happen. This boy graduated with us. I don't want to say his name. I mean, he might. I know for a fact he's not going to listen to it. But I remember we was in 7th or 8th grade, and I seen him. I was like, "Oh, what's the name, yo? I just seen your grandma and your grandpa." He was like, "My mom and dad." So it can happen.
It can happen.
It can happen.
My mom and my grandma was pregnant at the same time. I'm older than my aunt, just for a few months.
Shout out to Aunt Shay.
And man, my aunt is me and my aunt is real close or whatever. But my mom and my grandma was pregnant together. Like, you know what I'm saying? My grandma is in her, what's my grandma in her 70s, maybe early 80s, and her daughter is about to be 37.
I ain't even gonna hold you. If I don't have a kid by 40, it's a wrap.
I mean, a lot of people can say that. You
know what? I'll look into adoption, but baby, you pushing something out at 40? No, I'm not doing it.
And people might say just like young kids, you know what I'm saying? Like my friend's daughter, she's young. She just turned 21, and I'm not having no kids. I don't want no kids. People say that for a long time until they get in their early 30s or you know what I'm saying, mid 30s, and be like, dang, I want a baby now. So everybody.
Like me, I'm at a point in my life where like, I'm not. I love kids, but I love giving kids back to their mom and dads.
Yeah.
But I'm at the point, if I have one, if it happens, it happens. But if it don't, I'm okay with it because I feel like I'm just the best pet mom in the world.
You are.
And you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my baby.
Even that, I feel like everything, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So if you didn't have a kid, it was meant for you not to have one. If you have a kid, it was meant for you to have one.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But if it does happen, it happens. Just I'm not trying to be that old lady trying to pushing something out.
Well, I'm gonna be old because I'm definitely having me some more kids.
Shout out to you, baby.
I'm gonna be old because I just kind of feel like my family life is gonna happen for me. I'm gonna be married with kids.
Period. Okay. I like this. This is nice. I think the last thing I want to say is redefining love, like shifting from fairy tale ideas to realistic, meaningful connections. Like, and I'll just stop right there. So basically, like, growing up, like, you had this fairy tale picket white fence and this and this, and
I still do.
Oh, you still want the picket white fence?
Sure do, and I'm gonna get it, baby.
Ooh, I don't know why I want to pick white fence, but I don't know what I'm saying. But I mean, you know what? I want a fence. But it's just like how I used to look at it back in the day is like, oh, I want my man. Of course, I want a man to make nice figures because I want to make nice figures too. But growing up, I wanted to be the housewife. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom and be a mom of all these kids and stuff, until I hit about 12. I was like, hell no. Because, my brothers and them had kids at an early age. So me being around all these kids, and then I just seen what some of my friends went through. And so I was like, I don't know if I want to be like that. And then, my mom basically being a single parent raising us, it kind of shifted my mind either. I'm like, well, my mom did it. She had so many accomplishments. I can do that too. And that's where I think my mind shifted to, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom. I want to be a working class mom. I want to work and earn my money and be this independent woman and stuff like that. So I feel like I was more realistic than how I used to look at the fairy tales, Cinderella, Prince, wipe me off my feet type of thing. That shit ain't happening.
I don't believe that. I believe that I believe that it's still fairy tale love out here. I just kind of feel like it be about the people. And when I say it be about the people, I mean like how we was just talking about earlier. Like if you get with somebody else, it gotta be a give and take type thing, not a give and give type thing. 9 times out of 10, it's always the woman pouring emotionally into the man, and then when her cup is empty, he's not equally pouring back to hers. You see what I'm saying?
Hold up, now Monique, do you have a book? Are you coming out with a book? Like, who are you? Who are you?
Well, you know.
And y'all, this is how we be on.
Tools or two.
No, for real, cause y'all, this is how we be on the phone for real. Like, if I'm going through something, I'm calling her, okay? Or if I feel some type of way, or if I feel like something that I feel like I can't talk to my other friends about, I'm usually talking to her because, like, I'm getting off sidetrack, but like she goes into conversations with the open mind. She's not judgmental. She'll let you say what you want to say, and then she'll speak. Like, remember in the first episode how I was saying, are you the overprotective friend and the judgmental friend? She's like, I'm the overprotective, and it could come off as judgmental. She's the one. She's gonna come in there with an open mind, and then she's gonna tell you how she feels.
It's important to have an open mind. You can't be closed minded to stuff. It's
Yeah.
important to have an open mind, but you can't. 9 times out of 10, like 2024, everybody is coming into relationships looking for the bear already built. You see what I'm saying? And you don't really want a bear already built, because if you get somebody and the bear already built, 9 times out of 10, that bear is gonna be given to you, her, or she's gonna be given to him, and her. You know what I'm saying? If you come in,
Not her. She just broke it down for Build-A-Bear, y'all. Like,
yes.
This is what I'm talking about.
If you come in,
Mo with the gems.
If you come in, you gotta be willing to help build the bear. You see what I'm saying? And it gotta go vice versa. So if you in your relationship or whatever, and somebody come to you with a business idea, like, okay, I can see that happen. You will want somebody who make you think bigger than what you already thinking.
And that's what I want.
Bigger than what you already think. And somebody who brings out the best qualities in you. Not somebody who drag them down. Well, you know what I'm saying? You tell somebody, oh, babe, I want to build a gas station. I think it'll go like this, and making fun of you. Oh, you think you gonna build a gas station and you gonna be rich? You know what I'm saying? You don't want those type of people that's gonna tear your qualities down. But yeah, build them up, or even try to get you to look at it a different way. Well, babe, I kind of feel like if you want to build a gas station, you gotta look at this, you gotta look at that, you gotta look at that. Is you ready for that? Talk to you. Sometimes it don't be about what people say. It really be how people say stuff. And it's like I said before, females be so yearning for that love because whether they didn't have like I said, a family, a father, you know what I'm saying, nobody to uplift them and things like that as a kid, then when they get with somebody else, all he got to do is say I love you, and bam, she done dropped to her knees. Because she done heard the things that she been thinking about. I mean, that she been wanting to hear for so long. But it's so many men out here who know how to play the role. Like, they know females like the back of their hand. Like, they know what they can say and what they can do to get somebody to do, so they can manipulate them. They know how to get people to do what they want. Yeah. Manipulators.
We don't. I hate. That's one thing I hate is manipulators.
And it's a lot of manipulators, and it's a lot of females don't even know they get manipulated.
Baby, let me tell y'all. Listen, see, I feel like that's why. Like, I mean, I guess dating period is hard.
Dating is hard,
but I feel like it's a more challenge in your 30s. I feel like it's a more challenge because the dating pool is slim. And I feel like, and I don't want to be the person.
I feel like it's only harder in your 30s when you're looking for something serious. If you're just looking to have fun, it's not hard at all.
Oh, hell no.
But if you're really looking for something serious, like, it's really because when men, 9 times out of 10, when men get into relationships with women, they are always guarded. Just like females. We always guarded, but females be the ones who let their guards down first. And then the man, he will slowly start just to let his guard down. But I tell people all the time, like, if a woman can get a man to fully let down his guard and let her in, you a special type of woman, because not everybody can do that.
Right.
Not everybody can do that. And if you are able to do that for somebody, 9 times out of 10, they already looking at you as their wife.
Right.
Because can't nobody else do that.
Period. Okay. So, any last words that you, or any advice or anything that you want to say, or if you want to shout out your socials or what. You know what? First, like Monique, just tell them who you are, like. Cause I feel like we just jumped in here like, yeah, dating you 30, men ain't shit, da 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 da. Like, I didn't even properly. I mean, I introduced you, but I just feel like people don't. I mean, you don't, they don't gotta be your business, but
like, so guys, my name is Monique, and I am a clairaudience, claircognient empath. I am a spiritual healer. So a lot of the things that I basically was speaking is things that I actually personally went through myself. So, you know, like I said, dating in my 20s and in my 30s, it kind of got me to where I am today because, you know, although it took me a while, one thing about me is it takes me a while to get the lesson. But once I get the lesson, once I learn it, I learn it. Mm-hmm. Whether that be stop talking to people, how I communicate, how I react to stuff, you know what I'm saying, how I deal with people, you know, that's one thing about me. Once I learn the lesson, I learn it. So I kind of feel like that's just a big important thing in life that I feel like everybody miss out on. Everybody think like, why is this happening to me? Or what did I do? I was doing everything so right and this, that, and the third, to where we forget that life is about lessons. You know what I'm saying? Even with people come into your life, people, places, and things, I would say, come into your life for a reason and a season. If you try to make seasons, if you try to turn seasons into reasons, that's your headache. You know what I'm saying? You're really supposed to just learn something from this person and move forward. You know what I'm saying? So once a lot of people understand that, then I kind of feel like dating will be a lot easier if you really fully heal yourself from whether childhood trauma, you know, self parenting, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. If you really truly heal yourself, then I kind of feel like your eyes will be open to who is meant to come to you and who is not.
okay. All right, y'all heard her. You know, she the truth, y'all. That's all I gotta say. She the truth. I ain't gonna get into it, but she the truth, y'all. And I want to thank you for coming on here, being my first official guest on Because Girl Lit podcast. This is episode 3, and none of y'all still ain't sent in y'all stories about my one episode about being a pick me girl. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. We all been there. So send your stuff. I'll have my email in the description box. And this is episode 3 of season 1 of the podcast. And yeah, that's a wrap for today. See ya.
Bye.
Because get what?